In this video, we will see how to use Vlan resources in pod and container blueprints. We will also take a look at a sample pod and container to understand the usage. At a high level, there are two major blueprint schemas available to handle Vlan resources. The first one is Vlan Pool blueprint schema, which defines how a Vlan pool is defined in the pod. It has a default starting number and ending number. The VLAN blueprint schema defines how a VLAN should be acquired from a given VLAN pool. Here we have a sample pod and container blueprint already created. We have a VLAN pool blueprint schema defined in my pod blueprint. A VLAN pool blueprints schema may include one or more VLAN blueprint schemas. In this example, I have two VLAN pool blueprint schemas defined. The first one is named as management VLAN pool, which is associated with my management network, and the data VLAN pool here is associated with my data network in the containers. I also have a VLAN blueprint defined, which is encapsulated within VLAN blueprints schema. The VLAN blueprint schema named management VLAN is used with the management NIC segment defined in the pod. In the container blueprint, I also have VLAN blueprint schema defined, which acquires customer VLAN 1 as the VLAN name from the data VLAN pool defined in the pod. There is also a second VLAN defined here named as customer VLAN 2, which is associated with my second customer network in my container blueprint. For a better understanding, we will take a look at the NIC segment to understand how the VLANs are used. In my NIC segments blueprints, I have two NIC segments defined. The first NIC segment name is customer NIC 1, which is associated with the customer VLAN 1 blueprint, and the second one is the customer VLAN 2 associated with my second NIC segment called customer NIC 2. Now we will take a look at the pod that was created from the pod blueprint. Here we have the sample pod, which has the VLAN pool that we saw in the pod blueprint. The first one is the data VLAN pool associated with my customer or data networks in my containers, and the management VLAN pool, which has a default starting and ending number. This can be overridden at runtime. And the management VLAN at the pod has acquired the first VLAN in the management VLAN pool, which is 110. You may notice that the acquired VLAN has been added in the excluded list in the pod. Now we will take a look at the container that was created from the sample pod. The container has acquired two VLANs from the data VLAN pool, which is 210 and 211. These two VLANs are associated with the customer NIC segments appropriately. As part of day 2 use cases, if an administrator needs to add more VLANs to an existing pool, they could do so by adding more VLANs from the pod. Click on the VLAN pool name where the capacity needs to be added and enter the default starting and ending number here, and also enter the excluded VLANs if there are any. An administrator could also add a new VLAN pool if needed by clicking on the Add VLAN Pool button here and entering a unique name and the default starting number and ending number. For more details, please take a look at our online documentation. Thank you for watching.